All right, I am here with Fabian Edwards, the PFL World Tournament middleweight champion. How are you doing, sir?
I'm doing good, brother. How's yourself? You okay?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you so much for asking. Let's just jump right into this. You got a
Yeah.
pretty big fight coming up here against Costello Van Steenis for the middleweight championship. How are you feeling about the fight thus far?
I'm excited. Honestly, I'm excited, and that's it. When you're excited for something, you're just thinking, I can't wait for it to happen. That's the stage where I'm at now. So like, yeah,
Absolutely. Is there any kind of pressure for the fight, considering it's going to be on his home turf a little bit there in Spain?
nah, no pressure from me. No pressure from me. I think it's gonna be more so on him. And that's it. Each fight brings its own pressure, but I ain't thinking about the booze or anything because, like I've said before, once I go out there and I take it and I take his head off his shoulder. I know the Spanish crowd gonna be on my side anyway, so I just can't wait.
Absolutely, absolutely. Yeah, I spoke to Costello and he
hmm
claimed that you have the B belt and that he's actually the unified champion. What's your response to that?
Like I've said before PFL bought Bellator and brought in a champion. To be the champion in PFL, you had to go out there and win the world tournament. You know what I mean? To be the world champion. You know what I mean? So I went out there and I done exactly that. So, like I said, I've got a world title. He's got a world title. There can't be two world champions. So someone's got to go, and it ain't gonna be me. So I can't wait.
Absolutely. I mean, speaking of the tournament, you face the who's who of competition. You got the
Yeah,
TKO victory over Impa, decision over Josh, and then that nasty head kick KO against Rosta. How does that
yeah.
competition stack against Costello?
It stacked good. Like those three fights I've had, those experience. Like Josh was a finalist, I think like once or twice. Impa, obviously a winner and a finalist. And then Dalton coming from that gym, beating some good guys as well. Those three opponents have prepped me well for this. And I know he's like, oh, I would have went in the tournament and smashed everyone. And I'm thinking, I don't think so. You get me? Like, but naturally he's gonna say that. So like whatever.
Absolutely. I mean, you and Costello fought one another back in 2020, leading to that split decision win for him. How has your game elevated since then?
Um, I just feel like I'm just more mature. You know what I mean? Like I've matured way more. Whereas with fighting, you walk in the gym after a year, you know how to throw the jab, the cross, the kicks, the knees, all of these stuff. But it's about being able to put it all together. And I feel like over these last couple of years, I've I've learned to just become a master at my craft. And like I said, March the 20th, that's what people are going to see. And I can't wait for that.
Absolutely. I mean, you both took on Johnny Eblen, and he just took him on
hmm
5 rounds, went the distance with him. Is that something that
Yeah.
you're worried about going the distance, or are you planning on basically just finishing him early on?
I think I'll finish him anyways, but like naturally, you have to always prep for if you don't. If he's tougher than what we think he is. But all that distance from 5 round stuff, I've done the 5 rounders, so I know I can do that. I know my camp will prep me well for that 5 rounder, but at the same time, it only takes one split second and his lights are out, and I know I got that in my pocket to be able to deliver that, so I can't wait.
Definitely. He also said that, you being as a fighter, you got a good left elbow, you got a good left punch, and you got a good left kick. He's like, but that's it.
Yeah, I think the same about him. You get me? I think the same. I think the same. He got a good right kick. You know what I mean? He got a good right hand, and he got a 5 out of 10 jab. You know what I mean? So I look at him, and that's why he's saying we both ain't got fuck all to offer in it. You get me?
Definitely. Is there any kind of similarities to his game that you can see from 2020 when you guys first fought until now?
Yeah, yeah, 100%, 100%. Like I feel like overall I've improved the most. You know what I mean? And I feel like I've definitely fought the tougher competition over these last 5, 6 years. And I really do believe that can show.
Speaking of that competition, win or loss, what's been your biggest lesson in the last few years? What have you taken, which fight, win or loss have you taken with you into your current success?
Um, I'd say I think the both Johnny fight there was important fights for me. You know, because a lot of these fights I lost against about three people. You know, and some of these it was little things in play why I never won them. You know, but it's lessons. You know, it's lessons at the end of the day. I've had about 30 some about kind of my amateur fight, including this. I've had like 30 fights. So to lose to three people ain't terrible. You know what I mean? And I got a chance to go out there and get one back, and that's all it is. I'm not really one of these guys that allow the loss to get to me. I just look at it and think, you know what, can I improve? And March 20th, I got a chance to go out there and prove what I've been working on.
Absolutely. I mean, going back to the Rasta head kick,
Yeah,
it was insanely weird that it was 3 years to the date that Leon did
I
the same
know,
thing.
I
Right?
know.
You guys are both champions, right? Right now,
Yeah,
do you feel like you've kind of surpassed Leon a little bit in terms of your
nah,
skill
nah, nah,
level?
nah, nah, nah. That is people. I've seen people say that. Oh, I reckon he's. I'm saying nah. Because at the end of the day, he's levels, man. You know, and like he's a team leader and the head guy in the gym. You know what I mean? And a lot of the stuff that we're learning and these little tricks and that against the cage is coming from him. You know what I mean? So that'll never be the case. It doesn't matter what I achieve and I go and win this, win more, whatever. You'll always just, in our eyes, he'll always be that guy. So it's all good.
Has he been your biggest inspiration in your career and also your biggest critic?
Yeah, 100%. Sometimes I have to say, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, shut up. I don't want to hear that. But I know he's saying it because one, he's coming from like a place where he cares, and a place of like experience as well. So when he's like, fucking, why you not doing that? Da, 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 da," and I'm like, fuck. Like, I know he's coming from a place, like I said, care and experience. So, gotta have to appreciate it.
Absolutely. With the statement win over Van Steenis in terms of like all of the world's top heavyweights, where does that place you?
Yeah, I feel like that placed me right there. You know what? I think it just placed me right in the mix of all the big names, the Chimaev, the Dricus, the who else did we saying? The Strickland, I say, because he's close enough for the world title as well. I think that placed me right there because before Johnny lost, what was the word? He's the best middleweight in the world. You
Hmm.
know what I mean? And now he's lost. Oh yeah, he's not even that good. You know what I mean? That's that's just how MMA goes, right?
Yeah.
So obviously Costello didn't feel like he's best in the world because he just beat him. And once I go out there and I show that there's levels, I'll be there as well. And that's it.
Say you finish Van Steenis,
Uh-huh.
say you don't get a lot of damage. Are you going to go right back into wanting to take another fight in 2026 as soon as possible?
Yeah, 100%, 100%. You know what? Like, I'm gonna turn 33 4 days after the event. So for me, I love to fight until I'm 40, if I'm honest. But for me, I just want to get as much of these fights in and just challenge myself. Because that's what it's about. And it's about like going out there and saying, no, I didn't try hide from anyone. I challenge everyone, and obviously whether I win, hopefully I do against all these guys. I just know I wasn't a guy that tried to dock anyone. So therefore we trying to look eye up and see who's next.
You get a statement win Van Steenis, you get another statement win against whoever, whatever
Yeah, yeah.
middleweight they happen to throw at you. Is there a chance that you could move up a weight class as well?
Yeah, defo. I ain't gonna lie. Like this weight cut, it's not hard, but I just had to diet for longer. You know what I mean? With this one. So that light heavyweight's looking kind of tasty. You know what I mean? Where I can walk around and eat a bit more. That's looking kind of all right for me. So I would not mind to go up there and test myself again. So we'll definitely be looking at that as well.
Yeah, definitely just eating more pizza, right? Being able to do that.
Dream, mate. Dream.
A little bit of a fun one for you. If you were not a world-class MMA fighter, what career
Yeah.
would you have chosen for yourself?
What career? I think I would have stuck with carpentry, woodworks and all of that. So I would have just stuck with that if I wasn't doing MMA. And yeah, I think I would have done good at it as well.
Definitely. You just
Yeah.
said, you want to fight until you're 40 years old. By that
Uh-huh.
time, once your career has wrapped up, what do you want people to say about you?
Just that he was one of the best guys to ever do it. He wasn't a guy that tried to fucking. He wasn't shy of challenging people, and he produced some fun knockouts. Like so far, I've produced some fun from. I've so far produced some fun knockouts. So I definitely want that to be said. There's a few knockouts that in my head that I've still got that I want to do. Like I want a spinning back elbow, a
Hmm.
spinning back fist. Like a teep to the face knockout. I want a few. Like I got a few on my list. I want to tick off before it's all said and done. So as long as I tick those off and win what I need to win, I'll go down as one of those guys that was fun and one of the best. And yeah, that's it.
Absolutely. I mean, maybe you can get a crazy one like jumping out the cage and a spin kick
Yeah.
like Pettis pulled off.
Something that goes down in history, something that when I'm like, oh, like, I'm like, fucking, look at me. You know what I mean? So yeah, something like that.
Absolutely. Um, at this stage of your career, what's the most
Yeah.
important aspect of your training regimen that's led to your success?
For me, it's just remaining the same with the training in terms of I've always like overtrained. You know what I mean? Like I've got smarter now because I'm not going hard with all my sessions. But I just believe what got you to where you at, don't slow down. You know what I mean? Until it's time to hang it up. Don't start thinking, you know what? I don't need to do these runs, or actually, I don't need to do this extra session, or let me just stay in. When it's camp time, I always think, yo, you know what you need to do and put all this work in. So yeah.
Absolutely. I asked Costello what's his message to you, considering you guys' fight is less than a month away, and he said
Yeah.
that he's going to enjoy a nice siesta in Spain because he's going to put you to sleep. What's your message to Costello?
My message is just keep my fucking belt warm. You know what I mean? I'll make sure there's no fingerprints on it. You get me? That's it. Keep it warm. Make sure there's no filthy fingerprints on it, mate. And that's it. Because I'm coming
Keep
to collect, man.
keep it nice and polished. I love that.
Nice and
Absolutely.
polished, mate. I'm coming to collect, and that's it.
All right, Fabian, thank you so much for joining me. I
Nah,
appreciate
come
it so
on.
much. Good luck March 20th. I can't wait to see what you do.
Let's go, brother. Thank you.